To the chair, other commissioners, and staff of the Securities and Exchange Commission.
Wow. The largest cryptocurrency exchange in the US, Coinbase, has just unleashed on Gary Gensler, the SEC. But the news today goes so much deeper. So as you know, the United States SEC issued a Wells notice to Coinbase pretty recently. Basically, a Wells notice is the step before the SEC files a lawsuit. Well, in the last 24 hours, CEO Brian Armstrong tweeted this. As part of our response, our chief legal officer and I sat down to explain why we're confident in the facts and the law and why a Wells notice is not in the best interest of the U.S.
Coinbase has been talking to the SEC about our business for many years now, including sharing our legal views on our asset listing and staking services. We've repeatedly asked the SEC for its own views on how securities laws might apply to Coinbase and our industry. And to be candid, we've mostly gotten silence in response.
So basically, in this video statement, their chief legal officer does most of the talking. Brian Armstrong does come in at the beginning and the end. But this is them explaining how seemingly two-faced the SEC has been.
But we were very proud when 2 years ago, in April 2021, the SEC declared effective Coinbase's registration statement, allowing Coinbase shares to be sold to millions of retail investors. That moment came after months and months of review by the SEC. The SEC asked a lot of questions about our business and our services, which looks very much like the business we have today. And we answered those questions in detail. That included questions about our asset listing, our staking service, Coinbase Wallet, and all of the legal analysis we'd done related to those products. I understand that the Wells notice means that the staff has reached a preliminary determination that aspects of our company's core business violate securities laws. So I want to be very direct with you. Coinbase does not list securities. We use a robust process based on SEC guidance to make sure that we don't list securities. We reject some 90% of the assets that we review. It might be better for our short-term business to be less conservative than we are, but that is not who we want to be as a company. In the past 2 years, Coinbase's business really has not changed in any fundamental way. We remain just as committed to following the rules and engaging collaboratively with the SEC on the best way to regulate our industry. But we ask that those rules do not change midstream and without any notice to the industry.
And let's be very clear. Before we get to Ripple, before we get to Binance, Brian Armstrong retweeted this saying, wow, the below clip is from a fall 2018 graduate MIT course called Blockchain and Money. Gary Gensler, the current president of the SEC, was the professor speaking about the crypto market. The hypocrisy speaks for itself.
So we already know in the US and in many other jurisdictions that 3/4 of the market are not ICOs or not what would be called securities. Even in the US, Canada, and Taiwan, the 3 jurisdictions that follow something similar to the Howey test that we've talked about, 3/4 of the market is non-securities. It's just a commodity, a cash crypto. So you'll hear debates about initial coin offerings and what's a security and what's not a security. Relevant and important debate. But for 3/4 of the market, it's not particularly relevant as a legal matter, as a regulatory matter.
Nothing fundamentally has changed in crypto, and especially with Coinbase's business from when you made this talk till today. Now, the news today goes much, much deeper. Bitcoin held on Binance exchange surges to record high of 692,000 BTC. This is data from Glassnode. The tally has increased by more than 50,000 Bitcoins in just 4 weeks. So as Coinbase is stuck in a legal battle with United States regulators, other exchanges are thriving. This is the exchange balance on Binance. As you can see, Binance, just like many exchanges, there's a sharp decline after the FTX collapse. Right? People were scared that Binance was next. Are my coins safe on exchanges? Huge narrative. Well, this uptick in balance held on Binance might signify renewed investor confidence in centralized exchanges' ability to keep their funds safe. I would disagree. I think you are much, much safer keeping your cryptocurrency in your own wallet. Hot wallet, cold wallet, better than exchanges if you know how to take care of it. And the unfortunate part is, about this recent surge, some people are saying that large amounts of Bitcoin being moved onto exchanges generally means that those are ready to be sold. So why are so many people now transferring their coins on to Binance? Let's keep track on this metric. I will keep you updated. Now, of course, wallets aren't perfect. You got to choose the right one. Great breakdown from partner of the channel, Aurox. Over $30 million was nearly stolen from TrustWallet users. This may affect you if you use TrustWallet. In November, researchers at Don John Ledger discovered a major vulnerability in TrustWallet. Here is a quick breakdown of what happened and how you can stay safe. And just for some background, this all started on November 14th, 2022, when TrustWallet, a widely used software wallet, announced the release of its browser extension. So it was an upgrade to the software. However, it was recently discovered a critical vulnerability in this browser extension, making it much easier to immediately compute users' own private keys and access their funds. So if you use a hot wallet, the more you understand all of this, the better prepared you will be for the future. First, a very basic overview of the bug. A crypto wallet's recovery phrase is generated by using a random number. If the number isn't unique enough, it will generate a predictable recovery phrase. And in general, Bitcoin's private key is one of the very cool things about cryptocurrency. You have a better chance of winning the Powerball 9 times in a row compared to guessing just one Bitcoin private key. So this is your odds of guessing the winning Powerball numbers. This is your odds of guessing a specific Bitcoin private key. And this is where the issue with TrustWallet, that upgrade, started. TrustWallet was generating a small range of numbers and therefore predictable phrases. Normally, there would be a very large number of combinations for a wallet's recovery phrase, making the ability to brute force it nearly impossible. But because of the bug, TrustWallet could only generate a maximum of 4 billion combinations, much easier brute force. With such a small list, an attacker could generate all combinations possible to find any wallets created by real users. So how did all of this affect you? Well, fortunately, only about $100,000 in funds is reported to have been stolen. But if you downloaded TrustWallet extension to create a new wallet in November, you will need to withdraw all your funds from that wallet. Do not reutilize the mnemonic phrase or any wallets associated with it. Better yet, use a wallet that's safer and not impacted by this. Use the Aurox wallet. You do what you want. I personally do use the Aurox wallet, and they do offer features that do make it much safer. Transaction simulation, which I like, smart contract monitoring, as well as phishing detection. I actually talk about this in detail with the Aurox CEO. I will link this interview down below. And before we get to Ripple, I do just want to say, huge update if you like Avalanche. Excited to announce our expansion to the AVAX blockchain. So the multi-chain expansion continues, and why they chose AVAX. Avalanche's speed, scalability, and security makes it perfect for Aurox. And by the way, the mainstream media isn't reporting on this. I will. PayPal just announced at Consensus 2023 that they're enabling on-chain transfers from Venmo accounts, including to on-chain wallets.
The new thing that we're going to mention today is Venmo, transfers out of Venmo, the US wallet, 75 million. And the thing what my takeaway from that is that Venmo was designed as a peer-to-peer payment system. And again, this is where we're going with this Web3 stuff, and that's why I mentioned that first. So do you want to talk about the Venmo thing?
Of course, I would love to talk about that. So as Ian is making reference, starting in May, we are going to be enabling on-chain transfers from Venmo wallets too, meaning that you can buy crypto on Venmo and send it out. Thank you.
Thanks.
So you can buy crypto on Venmo and send it to another Venmo user. You can send it to a PayPal user. You can send it to an external wallet. You can send it to your hardware wallet, which we think is something fundamentally important in two ways. So the first of all, it is choice. Consumers have been asking for that for a long while. We have the proof of success on the PayPal side, and now we are bringing the same functionality to the Venmo users. And second, I'm sure that many of us in the room, and you and I and the audience, spend a ton of time talking to folks who are challenging, are there use cases for crypto? Are there use cases for where can I use it? So, well, there you have one use case. Now we are enabling, through crypto, we are enabling fast and free and near instant transfers between Venmo wallets and PayPal wallets, which is basically connecting to the largest network and wallets in the country. We're super excited about that.
So PayPal and Venmo, huge financial juggernauts, have hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of daily active users, and they clearly understand that crypto is not going away. Whether it's in the US or not, crypto is only getting bigger. Well, what about Ripple? Ripple sold $336 million worth of XRP tokens in Q1, reports strong XRPL growth. So the firm continues to sell XRP only in connection with its international transaction product. So although this article sort of frames this as negative, they're selling XRP, this is actually in relation to their ledger's growth, which is a positive. The sales were in connection with Ripple's on-demand liquidity product, which helps customers to move money around the world. And if you like XRP, you'll like this, because XRP Ledger on-chain activity remains strong in Q1, with decentralized exchange volume increasing 34% from the fourth quarter to now 115 million. Be sure to click subscribe for one video per day, keeping you informed about crypto. And like always, see you tomorrow.